Here at Lens Crackers, we can crack your fine, high-quality eyewear in less than an hour. Our trained technicians use only the best equipment to crack your fine quality eyewear. So remember, Lens Crackers, we can crack them in less than an hour.
Yes, indeed they can. And just take a look at their fine craftsmanship. Oh, yeah, they can crack them in less than an hour if you can find one that's still open. Always support my sponsors. Thank you. And welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Aaron Moriarity. I will be your host. We're going on a quest for truth together. And oh, wait a minute. What's that sound I hear out my window? Whoa, look at that. Would you look at that? Why, it's 3-Eye Atlas. Hi there. Hey, they're waving back. Well, it's only like 1,000,000 kilometers away. Why do they use kilometers? A mile is longer. 1,000,000 miles away? Anyway, it's making its closest appearance, like 1,000,000 miles away. So close and yet so far. Okay, alrighty then. Well, and happy Merry Christmas to you all. This will be my last show before Christmas. And yeah, and when you go shopping, if you go shopping, like to do some last minute shopping, you know, like I always do, make sure you do something, because you know something, we're in a surveillance state these days. And sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing, but it's always a good reason to have a little fun. Don't you think? So, yes, and we'll be getting to that in a little bit. But right now, let's go on over to Chatlandia and see who's over there chatting about, shall we now? Oh, we shall. Oh, we shall. You can see some of the chat right over here. It's kind of weird because it's like backwards. Yeah. Alrighty, Aphrodite. Well, there we go. Well, who's up? Who is chatting? Oh my goonie. Oh my goodness. But Evan says goonie. Oh my goonie. So we say oh my goonie. Oh my goonie. Look at all the people here. There's a lot of people here. And let's see who the first one was again. Well, it's Catherine Weiss. That's Weiss123. She's one of our ultra mods. She says, hi, Aaron. And then she says, I'll be over on YouTube tonight. And then she says, hi, Peggy, because she's going to be going over there and she won't be on Rumble. Then I said, hi, Kathy. And then I said, okay, going to be on YouTube. There she is over there on YouTube saying, hi, Aaron. And, you know, even if you're watching on Rumble, go on over to the YouTube and just say hi, because some of our mods over there might be getting a little lonely because there's a lot more chatters here in Rumble, which I'm really happy about. I like Rumble. And I know that Peggy always goes over and says hi and hits the old like. So that's a really big help. And oops, what's going on? Oh, it got stuck. Then I said, hi, Kathy, over on YouTube. My name on YouTube is at Hot Games and Puzzles. That's my toy and game company. And look who's here. Another one of our ultra mods. Why, it's Dark Brain. Hi, Aaron. Hi, Catherine. And then Dark Brain says, hi, Aaron. Hi, Catherine, over on YouTube. So he's on both. Look at that. He's ambidextrous that way. And look who's here now. Why, it's Cap 78 pack. That's Peggy Dancer, another one of our ultra mods. And then she says, "Phew, made it. Hi at Aaron at Weiss123 Kathy." And she gives a little heart. Isn't that nice? And then Kathy says, "Hiya, Dark Brain." I think I got to say hi, Dark Brain, too. And hi, Peggy. Hi, Dark Brain. Exclamation points. Hi, Peggy Dancer, Cap 78 pack. Oh, and I see someone else there too, but let's get to that. When we get to that, then Dark Brain says, "Hi, Cap 78 pack. Hello, sister. It's been a few. I hope you have been well." Awesome. And look who's here. Who else is here? Why, it's Skylark74. Greetings, fellow truth questers. And oh, the guy in 3A Atlas keeps beeping me. Okay, I'm doing a show, dude. I know you're just passing through the solar system. Well, I'll catch you next time, okay? I'm doing a show. Boy, these interplanetary objects, they just want all the attention, don't they? And then Peggy Dancer says, "Hi, Aaron. Hi, Catherine Weiss123. And then Dark Brain says, "Skylark74, greetings, friend." Yes, I got to say hi, Skylark. My keyboard is almost, it's turning a little bit every time I use it, and it's almost impossible to type on. But I don't want to straighten it because I just think that maybe it might not work after I do that. So I'm just kind of going with the flow, going with that there flow there. That there flow there. And let's see, I got to catch up here. And Kathy says, "Hi, Peggy." Over on YouTube. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. And Catherine says, "Hi, Peggy. Wait a minute. Where am I?" It just jumped way up. Way up. Where? La 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 la. La, 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 la. There it is. Okay. Boy, things get so jumpy. "Nice to see you," says Dark Brain. And then Kathy says, "Hi, Aaron." And then Cap 78 Pack says, "Hi, Dark Brain, brother. I am hanging in there. Hope you are doing good as well." Awesome. We always have our prayers out for Peggy Dancer. And Catherine Weiss says, "Hi, Skylark74. And then Cap 78 Pack, Peggy Dancer says, "Greetings, Skylark74. And then Dark Brain says, "All is well. Almost Christmas break time." Yes, it's going to be good. I get to go see my mom. It's a long drive, but that'll be good. Good to go and see her in Minnesota, Minnesomalia, they call it now. "Good to see you too," says Catherine Weiss. And then Skylark says, "Hello, Catherine. Hello, Peggy. Hello, Dark Brain. Hello, Aaron." Look at that. He gets it all done. Oh, and look who's here. Why, it's Operation Shutdown. I hope I get a Lens Crackers gift certificate for Christmas. Yeah, you get the glasses and the hammer. Awesome. Yes. Cool. Too cool for school, you might even say. Yeah, well, that's great. Welcome to the show, Operation Shutdown. I got to say hi over there. Up. It should come up. There it is. Exclamations. So hard to type. It's crooked like that. But at least it's working. Even the return button works. Glory be. Oh, don't you just love it? Don't you just love it? Well, all right. Then Peggy Dancer says, "At Aaron, I hope you have a safe trip and see your mom and family. Please be careful. Minnesota is a mess. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year." Well, thank you very much. The part of Minnesota that I'm going to is far from the cities. It's out in the burbs. It's actually further out in the burbs than where I grew up. So I think she's fairly insulated out there, fairly insulated. And all the neighbors kind of watch out for her. So that's a beautiful thing. She's got some awesome neighbors. And my brother sees her once a week on Wednesdays, takes her out shopping. And then they stop and to this barbecue place and they have lunch. And my brother is always talking about what a great sculptor my mom is. And they usually sell a bird while they're there or a future one. So she sold quite a few birds at that restaurant. So that's nice. Great little place. And then Dark Brain says, howdy, Op. He means Operation Shutdown. And Kathy says, hi, Operation Shutdown. And then Operation Shutdown says, hello, Dark Brain. He's got the hi and the brain there. Look at that. He's the king of the emojis. Look at that. And Operation Shutdown says, hello, Kathy. And then Peggy says, grr, my phone keeps freezing. Oh, well, I'll work around it. Wow. Well, I hope that it works its way out. My goodness. Oh, my goonie, like Evan would say. And then I said, hi, Dark Brain. Hi, Cap 78 Pack. And someone named Coal Monster 2017 says, hi, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if that's a real person or not. You'll have to explain if you're a real person or not. And I'll highlight you. I'm just highlighting the people I know in the chat. So make yourself known and I will acknowledge you. Dark Brain says, hello. Hey, Aaron, when you headed to your mom's? Tomorrow. That's when. And then that Coal Monster says, hi again. Lost in Other Land. Evening, Aaron. Happy Friday on YouTube, not Rumble. Simon. Oh, hi, Simon. See, he's telling me who he is. So that's good. Dark Brain says, howdy, Lost. Welcome in. Howdy, Lost. Welcome in. And then I said, hi, Skylark74. And then Skylark says, well, it's only 170 million miles away now. 170. It's a lot further than I thought. Oh, what a close encounter this is. It is. Oh, I can almost, if I poke my head out the window, I can get a comet burn from it. I can get a severe comet burn all over my face. Any exposed flesh? Not really. Maybe. Who knows? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. If they tell you they know, they don't know. They just want you to think they know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Dark Brain says, Skylark 74, everyone duck. Everyone. Ah, it's 170 million miles away. Help! Help! Oh my God, it's coming. The sky is falling. Oh, a little bird told me that. Lost in Other Land says, hi, Dark. I'm not sure if this is a real person or not. Hello there, Mr. Generic Eric. I guess that's how it's pronounced. And Dark Brain says over there on YouTube, hey, Op, is your username a reference to the Pirates Baseball Squadron? Pirates Baseball Squadron. And then Operation Shutdown, Dark Brain. Yes, it is. How did you guess that? You must be a baseball fan. You must be a baseball fan. Operation Shutdown. Hello, Aaron. And the American flag. Oh, I like that flag. It's like the flag of the country or something like that. And then Operation Shutdown says, hi. Or I said, hi, Operation Shutdown. That's me saying that. I'm getting all mixed up. Oh, my goonie. And Skylark says, hello, Operation Shutdown. Boy, this is a long chat today. Cap 78 Pack says, hello, Operation Shutdown. And Dark Brain says, I heard that reference the other day and said, hey, I never realized that. Operation Shutdown. Has something to do with baseball, huh? Interesting. And Operation Shutdown said PM. And then Skylark says, 3i Atlas reminds me of 3 different science fiction stories which involved alien spacecraft flying through our solar system. I bet there were a lot of sci-fi books about that. And then Be Right Back says, Dark Brain, okay. And Skylark says, Rendezvous with Rama by Arthur C. Clarke. He's a good writer. All Judgment Fled, 1967 by James White. And the movie Life Force starring Steve Railsback and Marthalade May. Okay. Well. And another person that might not be a person. Operation Shutdown says, Aaron, I hope your road trip to Mom's is under 170 million miles. Well, I hope so too. It's about 350 miles. Is it? 350 miles, I think that's what it is. Right around there. And Skylark says, of course, in works of fiction, in situations like this, an expedition can be sent to the object by a rocket ship. Oh, of course, yeah. You'd think we'd have that technology, but apparently we don't. They have to plan for like a year ahead of time if they're going to send something out, right? And Dark Brain says, Coal Monster and Mr. Jen. There is another stream running. Most of the chatters are over there. If you want to join us, go to Aaron's channel page and you will see it. Okay. Yes. Thanks. Thanks, Dark Brain. That's information that they need to know. Operation Shutdown says, hello, Peggy Dancer. And look who else is here. Another one of our friends, Jay Buying. Matilda. Oh, okay. Matilda. That's, I must have misread something. Matilda. That was a good movie, Matilda. Hello, Jay Buying. 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 Not Jay Buying. It's buying. Hello, y'all. And then, is that the last one? Dark Brain's got the last word. Invited all from the vertical stream. Awesome. Thank you. And then Dark Brain says, howdy, JB. Alrighty then. Well, I hope you're all having a great time shopping for those special gifts for that special person or those special people on your list and in your life. I just started the other day and I hope to be, gosh, I never seem to get finished, but I got some stuff. Hopefully I'll get some more. Pronounced like binge. Okay. Alrighty then. Well, let's go over to Facebook, the Book of Faces, or what I like to call it, the Land of Zuckers. Oh, look who else is here. Why, it's Mud Rabbit. And I hope your arm is not as broken as it was the last time we spoke with you. But there's Mud Rabbit saying hello. And then I'll say hi at MU. Mud Rabbit. Exclamation points. There you go. Alrighty, Aphrodite. And she says, I'm late. That's okay. Everyone's allowed to be late. Mud Rabbit. Hello, Frens, says Dark Brain. Operation Shutdown. Hello, Mud Rabbit. And everyone's saying, look at that. I even get in on it. Hi, Mud Rabbit. And then Mud Rabbit says, LOL, got my cast yesterday. Oh, okay. You know, my brother had a cast on his arm when we were kids, and it got so itchy. He took a screwdriver and he just tore it off his forearm. He looks at me with a serious look. He goes, hey, Aaron, don't tell Mom. I'm like, I think she's going to notice, right? I think she's going to probably notice. Cap 78 Pack Peggy Dancer says, hello, Mud Rabbit. And then Mud Rabbit says, Dark Brain. And then Catherine Rice says, hi, Mud Rabbit. And then Dark Brain says, you broke an arm? Oh, no. Yeah. Someone forgot to say break a leg, and she broke an arm instead. And then Mud Rabbit says, hey, Opshut. And Mud Rabbit also says, hey, Kathy. And Skylark says, hello, Mud Rabbit. And then Mud Rabbit says, yeah, one-handed typing, good painkillers. Oh. Yeah, I opt out of all painkillers partly because I'm an Irishman, I can handle lots of pain, but I just don't like any pills. I don't like what the pills do to me. But, you know, they are needed for some things. And then Mud Rabbit says, hey, Peggy. All righty then. Oh, and look what Kathy put out. Please like and share this video with your friends, family, and social media. Hit the old thumbs up. Helps the old algo rhythm and the algo beat and the algo melody. All of those algo things that we don't really know what they are, but seems to be kind of important. The algo beat, I think, is probably the most important thing. Get the beat going, don't you think? Thank you, Kathy, for putting that out there. And then Dark Brain says, Mud Rabbit, I hope you heal fast. We'll be praying for you. Also, please keep your prayers out for Andrew D. Bashago, please. He needs prayers. And, you know, I was in almost daily contact with him for years and haven't heard from him in a while. He hasn't returned my calls. So I'm very worried about him. So please keep your prayers out for everybody in the chat and our good friend and truth warrior, Andrew D. Bashago. Thank you very much. And then Mud Rabbit says, thank you, Dark Brain. Seems my time for testing. And Dark Brain said before that, poor paw. Yeah. All right. And Dark Brain says, prayers for Andrew. Thank you. Yes, prayer for Andrew. Speedy recovery. And Cap 78 Pack says, prayers for Andrew Bashago and Debbie Rausch for blindness issue. Oh, Debbie Rausch has blindness issues as well. And then, and Mud Rabbit has a prayer. And Skylark says, it's hard to believe that none of SpaceX, not even SpaceX, could send a rocket to 3i Atlas. At least there are some Earth orbit-based space telescopes, better than nothing. And now remember, it's also going to be going past Juniper, otherwise known as Jupiter. And one of the probes there I think that's either going past Jupiter or is going around it, mapping it. It's going to be, that will actually be the closest photograph, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. That might be our best chance to get a good look at it. But I got some from the pictures today, I got some interesting distilled down images. Oh no, Debbie. Yeah, Debbie Rausch. And Operation Shutdown says, Andrew Bashago is a great American. He certainly is. And he really could teach history. He's like a wealth of knowledge, even for just a normal old history, not including the paranormal history that he is privy to. And then, yes, Aaron says, Cap 78 Pack. Dark Brain, I don't know Debbie. I didn't know Debbie was struggling. Saw her last night. She was modding all the Titans streams. Oh, yeah. Those are good shows. All right. Well, let's go over to Facebook. Shall we now? Oh, yeah, we shall. 2 Facebooks. This must be it. I think this is it. Here we go. Through the magic of the intranet. Now we're on Facebook. Look at that. And there's our show, 7-Eleven. By the way, if you ever mail anything to me, it's P.O. Box 7-Eleven, Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, 54235. And it's HG&P, Hot Games and Puzzles, or just Aaron Moriarity, or Aaron Moriarty Truth Quest, HG&P. 7-Eleven, P.O. Box 7-Eleven, Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. So we're number 7-Eleven on the show. So that's synchronicity. And there's a 3-eye atlas representation of it. It's not going that close to the earth, but and if you go shopping, do what I do, because they're surveilling us. So that means you get to have fun. All right. Check this out. Oops.
Well, hello, everybody out there at TV land. On TV.
Look at that.
Well, hello, everybody out there at TV land. On TV.
Hey, look, we're on TV. Hello, everybody out there in TV land. Hello, everybody out there in TV land. Yes, they're surveilling us, so we need to have some fun with it. Get it? Get it? Got it? Good. So do that. The next time you go to your big box store, well, you can have a little bit of fun with their TV land. There you go. And Mud Rabbit says, I want to do that. Oh, say hello to everybody out there in TV land. Or what, modding 5 streams at once. Oh my goonie. That's just crazy. 5 at once. So yeah, they got the big screen TV there. Take advantage of it. And who knows, you might even go viral. And I got to say, the camera, the lighting in there makes you look more gray than you actually really are. Oh yeah. The lighting here is a little bit darker, and it makes me look a little younger, like got dark hair. Over in Walmart, it's so well lit. Oh. And Mud Rabbit says, Aaron is a celebrity in TV land. Yes, I'm known as the TV land guy at Walmart now. And then Mud Rabbit says, yes. And she says, I already do that. I want to be on TV. Excellent. Yeah, TV land rocks. I like being here in TV land. Oh, yeah, you got to do that. What's this from Bongino Inc.? New President Trump and Secretary of War Pete Hegseth just launched major military strikes against Islamic terrorists in Syria after the ambush of our troops. The attack is being described as massive and lasting hours. If you FA with the USA, you will FO. Find out. You will find out. Yes, you will. It's best to be friends with the U.S. And I saw this and I shared it. And before I watched all of it, and I wish I would have watched all of it, I think Bob Lazar is a great truth teller. He blew the whistle open many decades ago already about alien propulsion and alien craft that he actually got to work on. But this guy, is it Corbett? He just repeats what Bob Lazar says. It's kind of weird. Check it out. Let me get it a little bigger here. All right, here we go. Oops.
Craft will.
It is interesting.
Why this is interesting, and a lot of people ask me, is that the craft will.
It is interesting that it did rotate like that, because the craft that I worked on, that when it's going to travel a long distance, that is how it operates. It flies along and it puts its belly to the target, and then brings all the amplifiers to power, and it shoots off in that direction. Now, if it did something like that, I would say that's
we don't know.
Incredibly similar.
Yeah, we don't know, but that is kind of the point of me showing. I wanted to talk to you about that. So you often discuss the craft you worked on, how it's like this, and then it would turn its belly towards where it wanted to go.
He just repeated what he said. I'm going to skip ahead here.
It would in the science fiction movies. It flies with the belly, the bottom forward.
And the occupants, if there are occupants inside this craft, when it flips and points its belly somewhere, can you explain kind of what happens to those
It's generating its own gravitational field, so it really is not just shielded by its own field, but the Earth's field, where you would think they would tilt up and they would fall down inside, that really has no bearing on it. The craft is generating its own gravity. They're standing straight up or whatever, your glass of water is sitting there and it's not spilling. I mean, the bottom of the craft is always pulling all matter to it.
So the way it's designed is that if there's occupants in it, as it were to move, the occupants would not notice this.
He just said that. This guy, I don't know, man. How did he? I don't know. That's weird. Right Side Broadcasting. Watch President Trump unveils the early success of the Trump Gold Card. Hear about this? Now you can purchase this gold card, I think, for like $1 million, and it's a pathway to citizenship, and you have to prove that you're going to, do good in the country and not be a terrorist.
The Secretary of Commerce and myself and some others have been working on it for quite a while. And Howard, how much have we sold in a few days?
$1.3 billion worth in a matter of a couple of days.
That's essentially it's the green card on steroids. And it's a pathway. And it's been an amazing thing. This is the gold card, as you know.
$1.3 billion in a couple days. That's excellent. We are just rocking it. Cancer doctor. I once told a dying patient cannabis couldn't help her because that's what I was taught. She proved me wrong. I learned there are medical benefits that we still don't know enough, and that really science was impossible because cannabis was federally illegal. This change finally lets us do real research, real trials, and real medicine. Without you, Mr. President, none of this would have happened. So he changed the cannabis, marijuana from Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3 so they can do testing on it. Thank you, Mr. President. That's incredible. That is awesome. Oh, one of my friends on Facebook is this guy, Cedric Honstead Illustration. He's an illustrator, does a lot of illustrating for Hasbro and all kinds of things. He's a really good illustrator, real fun style. And so there's his another Christmas illustration from the archives. So, of course, it's Rudolph saying hi to the firefly, although I don't know if fireflies aren't flying during winter time, but it's just a cartoon. And Candace Owens put this, remember when the conspiracy theorists told you that the PCR tests were fraudulent and everyone that's testing positive with no symptoms weren't actually sick, and it was meant to justify lockdowns? See below. The FDA announced today that the CDC PCR test for COVID-19 has failed its full review. Emergency use authorization has been revoked, and it is a Class 1 recall, the most serious type of recall. All measurements based on PCR testing should be just not listened to because it's stupid and it's fake. Even the main man who invented that said you can't use it to test. So here's December 19th. That's today. 3i Atlas. There's Earth. I guess this is Atlas's path, so it's going around Earth. I don't know if this is reality or just some graphic. Not sure. From iUniverse. So I just assumed this was a real picture, and I did some distillation down from that, which maybe we'll look at a little bit later. And Trump says the only reason our unemployment ticked up to 4.5% is because we are reducing the government workforce by numbers that have never been seen before. 100% of our new jobs are in the private sector. I could reduce unemployment by 2% overnight by just hiring people into the federal government, even though those jobs are not necessary. I wish the fake news would report the 4.5 correctly. What I am doing is the only way to make America great again. Yes. And Brown narrowly won Georgia, a margin of 0.23% and 11,779 votes. Fulton County admits it illegally certified 315,000 ballots in the 2020 election. Yes, Trump did win. If you add up all of the votes, there's way more voters than people who are registered to vote, with that 81 million that was a lot of it was fake. And I posted this today. This is the last show that Andy did on my channel so far. It was 4 months ago. So I reposted it. Please keep my friend, Andrew DiBasciago, in your prayers. Thank you very much. Here is his last show on my channel. I'm so honored to have done so many shows with Andy, a true truth hero. And that's the number 30 in our episodes of the Quest for Truth with Andrew DiBasciago, his own show. And did you see this faker? I think it's my humble opinion he was faking. This looks like fake blood. And this is a few days later. Says he got shot. Look, you can see they put some fake blood that coagulated up here. There's no scab and nothing. And when they put the bandage on, nothing was soaking through the bandage. So obviously, yeah, he's an operative for sure, and at the highest level, not just a actor. He's one of the people. Dad, oh, what's that operation? Oh yeah, poor Rudolph is going to wonder who is Dad. Is this guy who's always in the operating room, getting his rib bones taken out. Federal judge won't block White House ballroom construction. Isn't that good? The Democratic Party abandoned hardworking Americans for illegal immigrants. Never forget that. Never forget that. Never forget this either. You better listen up. You got some things to get for some kids? Maybe you should get them a Lionel train if they still make them. Johnny Cash thinks you should. A blast from the past. Check this out.
If anybody loves trains, it's me, Johnny Cash. You know, if your boy's under 10 like mine is, he needs a big Lionel like this Black River Freight. Lionel also makes HO gauge trains for older kids, like this Burlington 181. But for smaller hands, the big Lionel is easier to handle and put on the track. This Christmas, get your boy a train that's built for the way young boys play. A big, rugged Lionel.
Isn't that awesome?
If anybody loves trains, it's...
What an effective ad. I bet you that really did well for them. Can you imagine being a toy train company and having Johnny Cash pitching your product? Wow. That's like amazing. Perfect advertising. Breaking, President Trump signs order reclassifying marijuana from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. So now they can do all those tests, and it won't just be anecdotal anymore. It will be, tested and repeatable, and it's going to save a lot of lives, I think. I think it will save a lot of lives, And Cap 78 Pack says, these events were psyops and false flags, but people really did pass away. God, we need you now. Yes, thank you, Cap 78 Pack. And what does Operation Shutdown say? I suddenly want a Lionel train. Hell, me too, right? Yeah. It just sounds, he's got that voice, man. You can't ignore it. And then Mud Rabbit says, it's also covered under Medicare. And then Skylark says, I never saw that commercial. Toy trains never came my way. I was always fantasizing about spaceships. Well, on those other planets, there probably are trains. Maybe. Could be. I always thought that, looking from the front of a train, the cars are straight up and down. I always thought they should be shaped like this, with more weight distributed across the bottom so they would be less likely to tip. With the way they are now, they could, I don't know. If they ever redesigned them, I think they should do that. There might be some challenges, but I think in the long run, it would make for a much more stable train. Alrighty, Aphrodite. So that's that. And Trump defies odds, achieves economic triple play with rate cuts, tariffs, and cooling inflation. It's all happening. The White House. Oh, did you love the White House posts ever since Trump got in? I'm telling you, folks, we need to really appreciate having Trump as president. I mean, it is super duper amazing. And, I might not be this happy ever again, because having a good president really helps to boost your happiness, I think, at least for me. It's just glorious. I'm loving it. He's so funny, too. He's so darn funny. Damani Bryant Felder put this out. Biden sent hundreds of billions to Ukraine, and libs ate it up. Trump sends U.S. troops $1,776 checks, and the liberals suddenly care about the national debt. They hate you. Yes, the Democrats hate you. Besides, it's not coming from the taxpayers. It's coming from tariffs. And this is good news. Breaking: Milwaukee judge Hannah Dugan found guilty of obstruction for helping illegal evade ICE agents. That's a no-no. That's a felony. You're going to be wearing orange, and you're going to have a whole new perspective on what the prison system is like, aren't you? Enjoy yourself. I'm sure you'll have a good time. Probably make some friends. Oh, and look at this, a 5-year bump. 5-year bump, and this is from 2020, December 19th, 2020. Just a friendly reminder, I worked very hard on this nanotechnology breakthrough. Yes, I could just sell it and make millions, but instead, I worked even harder to develop a teleportation delivery system to deliver right to the face of every American. So that is that. That is what I did for free. I have teleported this scientific marvel right onto the face of all Americans. You no longer need any other mask. My gift to humanity, peace in. Oh, yeah. My gift to humanity. There it is. See, I had to outline it so you could see where it really is. And that was a challenge to design that completely invisible mask to allow food to go through and to make it work with your immune system. It took some time, but there I did it. I did it, and boy, saved millions of lives. And they don't even know it. Some of those people don't even know it. Oh, here's some more young Frankenstein information you might not know. This is very interesting.
Did you know that the classic hit song Walk This Way by Aerosmith was actually inspired by the 1974 film Young Frankenstein? Reportedly, in 1974, Aerosmith had taken a break from a long night of recording to see the film. Steven Tyler wrote the song Walk This Way the morning after seeing the movie because he was inspired by Marty Feldman's Walk This Way scene. Did you know that the classic hit song Walk This Way by Aerosmith...
Isn't that strange? Walk This Way? It's a great song by Aerosmith. But you just never know what the inspiration for some of these hit songs were, and that's really interesting to know. I like that. Oh, and here is, I think we did highlight this story before. This guy does a really nice little video on it. She hacked the Matrix. Yes. Conscious Media 369 put this out. Helen Hadsell. Shocking story. Yeah, she won like 1,000 contests. Listen to this. Take notes.
In 1948, this woman discovered a code that can bend reality. She used it for 30 years and had an insanely high success rate. This is Helen Hadsell. She passed away in 2010, but she was accused of being maybe a scammer, or she had some type of illegal thing going on for how many times she would win prizes. She won over 1,000 different prizes, including a house, by entering contests in newspapers, magazines, etc. But this wasn't just luck. She had a system. She had a 4-letter formula called SPEC. Select it, project it, expect it, collect it. SPEC. Select it, project it, expect it, collect it. She wrote a book on it called The Name It and Claim It Game. Select it. Be crystal clear about what you want. She didn't enter contests randomly. She chose one she truly desired to win. Project it. See your success vividly in your mind. She would imagine hearing her name called, holding the prize in her hands, experiencing the emotions of winning. She would visualize that, projecting it. Expect it. Helen believed you had to expect your success, not hope for it, because hope means uncertain. And doubt blocks manifestation. Collect it. Helen always took action. She wrote the slogans, sent the entries, did the work. Her philosophy was the universe rewards actions, not daydream. In 1969, she manifested a house, entered a contest for it. Out of the tens of thousands of entries, hers was chosen. She visualized it every single day until it was her. Neuroscience confirms what Helen instinctively knew. Visualization rewires your brain. Positive thoughts build new neural pathways. Thoughts create things. Follow for more. In 1948...
Yes, thoughts create things. They do. That's where things come from thought. And that's what I think dark energy is. It's thought creation of the universe by beings that can create things with their thoughts, just like we can here. I think our ability on Earth is dampened a little bit, but it's still possible. It's still possible. Like Helen, yes. Oh, and wait till the information on Amelia Earhart comes out. Yeah, right? That's going to be interesting. Oh, and Skylark says, Monty Python had the Ministry of Funny Walks. Yes, they did. We should all have that. Skylark says, if that were true, we would be surrounded by naked women. Well, you got to expect it, I guess. Project it and expect it. Yeah, well, be careful what you ask for, because you might not like a lot of naked women around you. Maybe, I know, typical guy thinking, you're thinking, okay, this could be good. But I think there could be some like harem scarum type things. Yikes. Be careful of that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why maybe some things aren't possible, right? But they're a very interesting story. And it just shows that if you put your mind to something, you can achieve it. And let's see, Justin Stoll put this out. And now I don't know if this is really Virginia Giuffre, or if it's just some AI using her voice. Sounds like AI to me, but I don't know. What do you think? Take a listen.
Want the truth about who spent the most time on that island? Fine, I'll give it to you straight, no filter. The former president, you know exactly which one. Yeah, Clinton. The survivors still call him number one. Epstein used to laugh and say there was heavy competition for the title. But when the girls compared notes in the safe houses later, every single one of us agreed he took the crown no contest. He liked the dog leashes, thick black leather ones with silver studs. He'd clip them on our collars. Yeah, we had collars. And parade us around.
You know what? I'm just not going to play anymore. That's disgusting. And I don't know if it's real. But I do think that stuff like that did happen. And it's disgusting. And we need to see people in jail. We need to see people in jail for what they did to the Trump family and to all Trump supporters. We were all mistreated. Listen to Eric Trump, who I think could be a future president.
They wanted to see our family out of business. They wanted to see us bankrupt. They wanted to see my father in jail. They wanted to see me in jail. They wanted to see the Trump name off of every building around the globe. They wanted to break up our relationships. They wanted to break up the family ties I have with my siblings. They wanted to break up his relationship with Melania. They raided our homes. They tried to impeach him. They took us off of Twitter and Instagram and X. They weaponized the DOJ. They spied on his campaign. They made up the Russia hoax. They made up the Russia collusion. They made up the dirty dossiers. They took him off the ballot in Colorado. Then they took him off the ballot in Maine. Then they had how many indictments? 91 indictments in Fulton County, in deep left New York City and in Washington, D.C. They took his mugshot, and then they tried to kill him. And that's what they tried to do to our family. They tried to kill our family. They tried to kill the MAGA movement. And 2 weeks ago, you saw what they did to Charlie Kirk, right? It was the same thing. They wanted to silence that voice. And that's what Under Siege is. They wanted to see our family out of business. They wanted to see us bankrupt.
Under Siege, that's his book. And that would be a good book to read. Under Siege by Eric Trump. Oh, you're wondering how good Nancy Pelosi did against Warren Buffett and the S&P 500? Look, watch this, starting with 2012. I guess, yeah, February 2012. Is that when they allowed these cheaters to insider trade? Let's watch it. So Pelosi is the blue. Unreal. Just up like a rocket, like she's got inside info. Buffett can't even keep up. Look at that. S&P and Buffett. They're didn't have the access to the information that Pelosi had. Yeah, she should be in jail. Lock her up. Trump, I want no more property taxes across the United States. Me too. Me too. The Department of Health and Human Services just made this official statement. Men are men. Men can never become women. Women are women. Women can never become men. Children are innocent and they need our protection. Yes, we are so back. Yes. You know, Democrats are completely absurd and satanic. Satanic is when you subvert anything that's natural, like what your gender is. Subverting that is satanic. Don't do it. Don't fall into that trap. And then here's the 3-Eye Atlas. It's here now. Oh, there it is again. Hi, 3-Eye Atlas. Hi. Oh yeah, I don't have time to talk now. I'm doing a show. He keeps bothering me. All those interstellar objects keep trying to contact me. It's like, wait your line. Wait in line. There you go. Here's President Trump. Let's see what he has to say here.
In the end, government either serves the productive, patriotic, hardworking American citizen, or it serves those who break the laws, cheat the system, and seek power and profit at the expense of our nation. Look at Minnesota, where Somalians have taken over the economics of the state and have stolen billions and billions of dollars from Minnesota and indeed from the United States of America. And we're going to put an end to it. In the end, government either serves.
Yes. And it looks like Mud Rabbit's going to bed. So good night, Mud Rabbit. I don't see it here to highlight it, but it must be, it's over there. I can see it over there on YouTube. So that's, yes, government should serve the people. I'm so glad he's like restating all this. You know what? From Political Insider, look, liberals don't like any king. They don't like any king. Like thinking, working, fact-checking, making sense. Yeah, don't you love it? I like that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, America Fest 2025. Let's... Oh. Hello?
Hello, Peggy's asked you 2 times in the chat about that lady's name, Harriet's name, that sounded like Karen Carpenter's last name.
Oh, the one that sings like Karen Carpenter?
I don't know if she sings like Karen Carpenter. I don't know if it was the lady's name that you were talking about that could make everything happen.
No. That's a different person. That person died in 2010. The one that won all those contests. Here's her question. Anyone have Harriet's last name, Karen Carpenter, sound alike, please? I think it's just Harriet. And if you just look up Harriet Singer, she's touring the U.S. right now. So you might be able to...
okay. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Kathy.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. She called on the bat phone. Check that out. The bat phone. It's Chrome. All right. Yes, she's got a great voice. Beautiful voice. I think her name is Harriet. I'm not sure. Let me see. I'll do a quick search. Harriet Singer. Harriet is an English dance pop singer. She released 2 singles, Woman to Man and Temple of Love, in 1990. Is that the same one? Nope, there's 2 Harriets. Oh, yeah. Harriet, singer with echoes of Karen Carpenter. So if you just put Harriet Karen Carpenter single sound alike, you could probably find her. Let's see. Yeah, I could just share that quick. Here she is, Harriet, singer with echoes of Karen Carpenter. So this is, I don't know, a deluxe edition. This is her album, I guess. One of her albums. They don't really say what her last name is on any of these. Fast rising singer-songwriter Harriet announces Milton Keynes' live date. Keynes' live date. Yeah. Guess she's not really posting her last name, at least that I can see here. But just Harriet and echoes of Karen Carpenter. You should be able to find her work. All right. Let's go back to Facebook. All right, here we go. And here's America Fest, America's Voice News. Oops.
I was a Democrat for 40 years. I walked away in 2020. I never voted for a Republican in 40 years. I wouldn't have dated a Republican. I gave money to Democrats. I campaigned for Democrats. In 2020, I no longer recognized the party. I walked away. 5 years later, I'm now a very staunch conservative, and I know tons and tons of former Democrats in California. But in my own neighborhood where I live, I have to cover my Charlie Kirk t-shirts when I walk. I'm going to cry. When I live in such a deep blue part of California, when I walk my dog, if I'm wearing a Charlie Kirk t-shirt, I have to cover it with a jacket or a sweater because I live among people who celebrated Charlie Kirk's assassination. I just want to tell you, I'm 67. People think boomers can't change. At the age of 62, I left the Democrat Party after 40 years, and now I'm a conservative. It happens. It happens. I was a Democrat for 40 years. I walked away in 20.
Isn't that wild? Oh, same here. I was a lifelong Dem too. Never again. Never again. Oh, this kid knows the score. He's up on Science 101. Let's check it out. What does he have to say? Looks like he's pretty bright.
Did you know that if you're a liberal, you're less likely to be happy, have more therapy, and mental health issues? Trust the science.
Okay, bye.
Did you know that if you're...
Isn't that awesome? He's bringing the facts. You can't ignore it. It's the facts. Trust the science. Remember, they used to say that. President Trump, Donald J. Trump, delivers address to the nation from the White House. Yeah, and we're not going to play the whole thing. But he got to, he kind of rug pulled all the media to cover him because they thought he was going to announce a war. He never announces what he's going to do. He just says what he did after the fact. So he got everyone to watch, and he got to tell them what they won't cover, all of the glorious things that he's achieved in these 11 months. Democrats are all butthurt over what Trump said about Rob Reiner, but you never said a word when Rob Reiner said he wished that the assassin hadn't missed when Trump was shot in Pennsylvania. So STFU. Yeah. Despicable guy. Oh, look at this. UK men wear Najibs to troll police. Do it. Keep doing it. That's hilarious. You can get the surveillance people can't tell who you are. And they say, oh, it's kind of comfortable. It's actually kind of comfortable. 2 British men just broke the internet by wearing full Najibs. I thought it was called something else, to test a freedom glitch with local police in a viral stunt from the UK. 2 men donned full Najibs and walked past police officers to test a theory about 2-tiered policing, calling it an infinite freedom glitch. The pair mocked how religious attire might grant immunity from facial recognition and stop and search laws that usually target masked men. The satirist joked that the outfits were surprisingly comfortable and that you could piss yourself and nobody would know, highlighting the absurdity of a double standard they claim exists in British law enforcement. Of course it does. Yeah, it's terrible what's happening worldwide. I'm glad that they're using humor to combat that. It's probably one of the few things they can do. That's beautiful. I love it. Humor is so underrated. Just in, U.S. service members will receive 1,776 Warrior dividend for Christmas, and they already got it. They're already getting it. Well, did you hear about this? This woman right here, she's a Target worker, and she's wearing a Charlie Kirk shirt, a red Charlie Kirk shirt. And this woman here filmed herself attacking this woman verbally, and it was just terrible. It was like, and actually this woman here, her mother denounces her daughter, which her daughter did, and her mother stands with this woman, and they started a GoFundMe or a Give Send Go. It says 80,000 here, but it's up over 260,000 now, or even higher. So good for her. I'm glad she'll be able to retire. She loves working there though at Target because she loves the people and she loves working. So that's beautiful. Keep working. Now you got an extra nest egg there. Look at this. And the internet is wonderful that way. This Trump, the constant troller, first he put these pictures up. Now he puts, a little statement below each one. This one says, if I can read it, let me see. Barack Insane Obama, I call him insane. Barack Hussein Obama was the first black president, a community organizer, one-term senator from Illinois, and one of the most divisive political figures in American history. As president, he passed the highly ineffective Unaffordable Care Act, resulting in his party losing control of both houses of Congress and the election of the largest House Republican majority since 1946. He presided over a stagnant economy, approved the terrible Iran nuclear deal, and signed the one-sided Paris Climate Accords, both of which were later terminated by President Donald J. Trump, the author of this message. You'd gotta love it. But, you know, in all seriousness, if he was covered accurately on the news, Trump would not find the need constantly to do these things, to troll constantly. I, for one, love it. So I hope that the media never cleans up, because it's just too good to see, too good to watch. Let's see if this is a long one or a short one.
Tonight, after 11 months, our border is secure. Inflation is stopped. Wages are up. Prices are down. Our nation is strong. America is respected. And our country is back, stronger than ever before. Tonight, after 11 months, our border is strong. America is...
That's awesome. So good. And what's this? Oh, this is Brian Setzer's classic Jingle Bells, which originally recorded for the 1996 film Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Never saw the movie, but here's some rockin' Christmas music from rockin' Brian Setzer, and he put this out himself. Check this out. It rocks.
Chevrolet. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one horse open sleigh.
There it is. Jingle all the way, baby. There's our last show. So that's that for that. And that's that. That's that. And I guess now we go over to X, because X marks the spot for news and whatever's happening all over the world there. It's really the place for news. Let's go over there. We're going to go backwards and check this out.
Holy shit. I am proud to be a European. I will not show embarrassment to be a European, and I will continue to spread European culture.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You know what? The bagpipes might be the thing that drives these Islamic 7th century idiots out of our countries and go back to where you came from and live in a hut. Get the heck out of here. What have they ever invented? Have they ever invented anything? If someone comes with an idea, they just stone them to death. They're 7th century barbarians. I don't get it. Pissed off resident goes epic on rant. Oh, we're going this way. Johnson just confirmed the GOP healthcare bill that passed tonight will decrease premiums by 11%. That's good. And that's good information there. And FBI Director Kash Patel says, Dan is the best partner I could have asked for in helping to restore this FBI. He brought critical reforms to make the organization more efficient, led the successful summer heat op, served as the people's voice for transparency, and delivered major breakthroughs in long unsolved cases like the pipe bomb investigation. And that's only a small part of the work that he went about every single day delivering for America. He not only completed his mission, he far exceeded it. We will miss him, but I'm thankful he accepted the call to serve our country. Our country is a safer place for it. Yes, that is an excellent, excellent little note that he gave out there for that. Oh, and this is great. Trump says he wants to take guns away from trans people, so now liberals have to defend gun rights.
Dude, see what he's doing right now? This is Chicago? This is one of the funniest things ever. They are now saying they're going to look into taking gun rights away from transgender people. So what happens now is liberals have to defend gun rights.
I love it. I know. It's genius.
This is like the ultimate trap. This is like the ultimate trap. It's like, do they fall into this?
It's like the meme of the guy sweating with the two buttons.
Yeah. It's like, first of all, he says things that he doesn't mean. Like, it's wild when a president says, we're looking into taking away Rosie O'Donnell's citizenship. You can't do that. You can't say.
He's right. Joe Rogan knows.
Dude,
it's the funniest president. He's the funniest president we've ever had. We're so lucky. We need to just thank the good Lord every day that we got such an excellent, funny, effective, and for the people president. Libs of TikTok, credit where credit is due. Vincent Gonzalez, Henry Cillier, and Donald G. Davis were the only 3 Democrats to vote for banning the genital mutilation of children. Thank you for voting to protect children. Yes. Thank you. That's awesome. Oh, Restricted Daily. Hey, Grok, what's your take on this picture of George Clooney and Barack Obama and some unnamed young Asian person here? Yeah, looks like Clooney's zipping up or down his pants there, and Obama is not very happy someone's taking a picture. Well, we're glad they did. We're awfully glad they did. Oh, and this is how you kick off a news conference.
Men are men. Men can never become women. Women are women. Women can never become men. Children are innocent and they need our protection.
Perfect. I agree. Here's Harmy Dillon. Promises made, promises kept.
At the DOJ. Happy to report that, as promised, today we sued 4 additional jurisdictions that have refused to comply with our legal requests under federal election laws. And they include Georgia, the District of Columbia, Illinois, and Wisconsin. We also got voluntary compliance from 3 additional jurisdictions today, bringing the total to 10 states that are voluntarily complying with our requests to share their voter data, so that we can help those jurisdictions and all states ensure that only American citizens are voting only one time in our federal elections, every election cycle. And rest assured, even as people are getting ready to pack up for Christmas and go visit their family and friends, we are not going to rest here at the DOJ. We're going to continue this work and ensure that we either get compliance from every jurisdiction or, unfortunately, we sue them. So I'm here to make sure that we make our federal elections great again and that every citizen has confidence in them. And that's the commitment of this Department of Justice. Thank you very much and happy holidays.
Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Now, I think she's Hindu and so is Tulsi Gabbard. And it's good to see. I like to see variety, and there's good people everywhere, except Islamic. I don't know. Are there good Islamic people? Maybe there are, but there's a lot of bad ones. So here is diaper diplomacy. Let's watch this.
Tonight, I am also proud to announce that more than 1,400 450,000. Think of this: 1,450,000 military service members will receive a special we call Warrior Dividend before Christmas. A Warrior Dividend in honor of our nation's founding in 1776. We are sending every soldier $1,776. Think of that. And the checks are already on the way. Nobody understood that word until about 30 minutes ago. We made a lot more money than anybody thought because of tariffs, and the bill helped us along. Nobody deserves it more than our military. And I say congratulations to everybody. And by the way, we now have record enlistment in our military. And last year we had among the worst recruitment numbers in our military's history. What a difference a year makes. In addition, I'm doing what no politician of either party has ever done.
Gray hair.
Standing up to the special interests to dramatically reduce the price of prescription drugs. I negotiated directly with the drug companies and foreign nations, which were taking advantage of our country for many decades, to slash prices on drugs and pharmaceuticals by as much as 400, 500, and even 600%. In other words, your drug costs will be plummeting downward. And I used the threat of tariffs to get foreign countries who would never have done it to pay the cost of this giant dollar reduction. They stopped ripping us off, and it began as of 4 days ago. There has never been anything like this in the history of our country. Drugs have only gone up, but now they'll be going down by numbers never conceived possible. It's called Most Favored Nation. And no president has ever had the courage or ability to get this done until now. The first of these unprecedented price reductions will be available starting in January through a new website, trumprx.gov.
Taper diplomacy. Don't you love that? I love it when they show the babies with beards, gray hair, and mustaches. It's so funny. Oh, did you see this? This is good news. Cat Turd, what did Tampon Tim know and when did he know it? Yes, Eric Doherty. Breaking, Tim Walz is panicked now. The FBI has just raided Somali Health Services building after billions in Medicaid fraud was exposed. It's only getting worse in Minnesota. Yeah, did you know it was so bad that they were welcoming people in from other states and other countries to be part of this fraud. Come to Minnesota. You'll make millions. All you got to do is fill out fake paperwork and you can make a fortune. We'll let you because we're inclusive or something like that. Uh-oh. It did it again. Why does it do that? I don't know. Oh, and this is great. Did you hear about this? Ashton Forbes. Trump just acquired crown jewel Tri-Alpha Energy. Let's listen to this. Fusion.
And all the other nuclear companies, fusion has always been there. It really is the holy grail. It's like the sun. Right. But we haven't been able to harness that yet. It just hasn't, the technology, the science. But that's the difference between TAE and all the other nuclear companies out there around the world. This is the one that won't rely on rare earth elements, won't have to rely on a bunch of magnets. And it's the only company that's actually built something. That's what we were most impressed with, was not just all the scientists and all the engineers that had worked with private funding, all private funding, I must say. And now what they're looking to do is they need a way to get in and access the public markets. We provide that opportunity for them to access the public markets. And I would just encourage everyone to actually look at this company. I think when you look around the country, look around the world, this is the world's premier nuclear fusion company without question. And when we talk at Trump Media and Technology Group, what do we want to do? We want to acquire crown jewel assets. This is a crown jewel asset that could change the world.
Isn't that awesome? The power of the sun. Fusion, nuclear fusion. These 4 Republicans voted for child mutilation. Scum buckets in my book. Scum. Look at those faces. You guys are scum buckets. Yes. And this is the changing cannabis from Schedule 1 to a Schedule 3, so it can finally be tested medically. And it'll help us all be much more healthy. FDA Commissioner I'm going to say what you're not supposed to say. Pushing transgender ideology on children is predatory, it's wrong, and it needs to stop. I agree. I agree. Here's Mike Lee.
The point is this: if we enforce the cloture rule, we could end cloture abuse, and we could end this perpetual tail chasing model in which even when Republicans control the Senate and the House and the White House, as we currently do, we just take all sorts of things off the table. We can't accomplish this. We can't accomplish that. Why? Well, because we don't have 60 votes. There are other ways to break through this. You enforce the rules by requiring them to debate. And then the minute they stop debating, either because you've physically exhausted them or because they have exhausted their right to continue speaking. We have a number of rules about that, including you can only speak twice on the same legislative day on the same discrete legislative matter if they have exhausted either themselves physically or their right to speak. That moment you can call the vote. And that vote is cast as simple majority threshold, and you can get a lot passed. We haven't been doing that. We need to get back into that business. The point is this: if we enforce the...
Yes, there are a lot of rhinos. They're not in charge, but they are a stick in the mud, and they're preventing certain things from happening. And it's despicable. It's absolutely despicable. Here's our good friend Bob Lazar from Mainframe Destroyer. Let's watch this, a classic old interview. Parts of it I'd never heard before.
Yeah, the only hardcore thing is that there is a extremely classified document dealing with religion, and it's about that thing. Period. But why would there be any classified material dealing with religion?
I want to go back to the religion thing. I want you to say it.
Oh, come on, that's so weird. That's a lot.
I'm not asking you to say what you believe to be a fact. I'm asking you to say what you read in a report that is distributed at what may be the most top secret facility in the world. Okay, nice.
All right, it's so far out.
All right, your objection has been noted.
Okay.
What does it say?
That we're containers. That's how supposedly the aliens look at us. That we are nothing but containers.
Containers of?
Containers. Maybe containers of souls. You can come up with whatever theory you want, but we're containers. And that's how we're mentioned in the documents. That religion was specifically created, so we have some rules and regulations for the sole purpose of not damaging the containers.
The souls.
Meaning, well, the souls or the bodies, whatever.
Meaning like we're containers for souls that they're going to use at some other point.
Right.
Saying that they had something to do with different prophets and biblical figures.
Yes. It's like that supposedly Jesus and two other beings were genetically engineered. They were implanted in people on Earth in biblical times, and their births were closely monitored. Now, just some little connections to that my wife had brought up were in the Bible. They said that the star had followed Mary wherever she went, and that all UFO sightings always start out as people, well, gee, that looks like a bright star, and well, in fact, they said in the Bible, the brightest star in the sky followed her where she went, and just make little connections like that.
Okay,
I don't know what else to touch on about.
Now, that's a lot of speculation, but it's very interesting. Very interesting. Here's this guy, the shooter, supposedly the shooter of the Brown University and that MIT professor, nuclear physicist. That's before he had shot himself, apparently. And did you hear what? Now, Brown University we're giving them a lot of guff for not providing any film. Of course, they're sanctuary area, so They don't like taking pictures because that might get some, marginalized people in trouble if we see them doing crimes. So I think they got rid of the cameras, and I think they might have accidentally stumbled on something pretty brilliant, and that is I can see the advertisement for it now. Sick of paying through the nose for security cameras? Introducing the homeless guy in the basement. Free surveillance. He follows and reports bad guys. He's got a Reddit account, and he calls the police. Boom. You don't need the cameras. You just need a homeless guy in the basement that's very articulate, has internet access and a Reddit account, and is able to call the police and follow people around. Then you don't need cameras, apparently. Now, there's a lot more connecting him to that other shooting of the doctor or the scientists in a different state than the one at Brown. But I don't know. Who knows? Nobody knows. Nick Sorter. Sort it out, Sorter. And here we go. In Sydney, 5 Muslims have been arrested as they were making their way to Bondi Beach for a copycat slaughter. They were being watched by the Australian Intelligence Service. Oh, good. It looks like they're doing their job finally. Yeah, arrest those people. Lock them up. Don't let them out. Oops, going the wrong way again. Wrong way, Feldman. Here is Pluto. Look at Pluto. You don't need music. Just hum your own little tune here. And look at this. Now, I wish it wasn't just black and white. Maybe they can take other pictures that they took of Pluto and have AI colorize it. But you can see the thin atmosphere here. This is Pluto. This is amazing that we got this clear picture of the surface of Pluto. Amazing. Wow. Apparently there's a base there too, an alien base. That's what people are saying. I don't know. Don't think that there's any. Oh, what's this thing right here? Maybe that's the base, huh? Look at that. Looks highly suspicious. One here and one here. Together they make a triangle. Maybe that's it, or maybe not. Hard to say with those pictures. And that's that. This guy is like the lamest.
That subject matched the description of that person of interest that this police department was desperate to put handcuffs on. An individual was identified as Claudio Neves Valenti, date of birth, and he was a 48-year-old man.
So it wasn't that Mustafa guy that they thought it was. So I guess it was good that they scrubbed him off the internet, but he should have came forward and said it wasn't me. It definitely wasn't me. Why didn't he? It just made him look guilty. And maybe he was. I don't know. But the FBI got involved, and, the FBI has ways of, maybe that guy's phone pinged there too. So that would be a definitive thing. Who knows? They're being pretty tight-lipped on a lot of the information, though. And just the news. Let's check this out.
Well, thank you, John. It's great to be with you as always. Trump media, I always say, was not started because President Trump needed a company. It was started out of a necessity. And what was born is a technology company. Yes, we're social media, but we built our own technology. And this builds on that. As you know, and Amanda is well aware, the energy crisis in this country has reached a real crisis, especially in some of the blue states where they've invested extra money in solar and wind power. The prices continue to go up. Meanwhile, China has been building traditional nuclear power plants.
So he's talking about the fusion thing again. And there's the episode of Andrew asking for people to put their prayers out for him. Look at this. Doge really did axe the federal workforce. Look at this. This is a drop. Start of Trump's second term. Look at the that many jobs gone from the federal government. I love it. I love it. Look at that. Too cool for school. CBS News, we have developed a fraud tourism industry, people coming to our state purely to exploit it, to defraud its programs. CBS is even saying that in Minnesota. Yeah, Elon Musk, even this is just a tip of the iceberg. Isn't that just sick? Tens of billions stolen. Come on in, stealing is fine. Democrats don't like weed anymore. Just like that. Democrats don't like weed anymore because Trump changed it. They could have, but they didn't. Too bad, so sad. Tough luck. And this is Marco Rubio. Oh, this is great. Listen to Marco Rubio. He's doing a very good job. And other people, secretaries of state in the future, should listen to him.
Foreign policy, the State Department is not its own government. Okay, the Secretary of State is not its own government. I'm appointed by the president, confirmed by the Senate, and then, or nominated by the president, confirmed by the Senate, and then appointed by the president. But at the end of the day, the person the people of the United States elected to be the president of the United States and the commander in chief is Donald J. Trump. That's who they elected. And my job, and the job of the people in our administration, is to implement the president's foreign policy. We provide advice, we provide counsel, but ultimately our job is to take what the president wants to do, come up with options for implementing the president's vision. That's my job today. When I was a senator, I represented the state of Florida. Today, I am the Secretary of State for Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States, and my job is to implement the president's foreign policy, provide advice, provide counsel, provide ideas, provide for opportunities and ways in which his foreign policy can be implemented. But in the end, our job is to implement that. And why people think that somehow foreign policy can be divorced from our republic, that's not the way our Constitution works. The Constitution does not say you elect the President of the United States and then you put in place a State Department to undermine the president if the person who's the Secretary of State doesn't agree with him. That's ridiculous. That's stupid, really. And I don't know why anybody would think that. So that's the job I have, and that's the job I'm proud to do. I think we've made a lot of progress. We have a lot more work to do. All right, on our row right there.
Yeah, he's excellent. But he really proved me wrong. I didn't have much faith in him. I also took this photograph and distilled it down. We're going to be taking a look at that too in a little bit. Older than this, they say stuff like this. It has finally arrived, an interstellar object, 3I Atlas, older than our sun and solar system. Oh yeah, like they know. We've only been like a million, 1.7 million miles away from it, but we know that. It's so stupid when they say stuff like that. It just makes them sound dumb. Nobody knows. Here's the guy who shot that, the professor, and maybe is the same guy that also did the shooting at Brown University. And James Wood says, the MIT shooting is easily linked to this suspect. Yes, but the Brown shooting, not so much. Does this story seem to be off a bit to anybody else? Yes. All because of that homeless guy. It's the best security system in the nation. You should get it. Oh, look at this. Mary Margaret Cohen, Benny Johnson. Wait. A new photo obtained by Real Daily Wire shows Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein together. To my knowledge, this photo hasn't been reported. Massive trove of Epstein files are expected to be released. I think this is from in Malaysia at a presidential party for the president of Malaysia or something like that. It looks like they wear pajamas there or some sort of official garb for that country, perhaps. I don't know. I'm guessing at this point. But yeah. Oh, look at this. Elon Musk, impressive. Ron Paul, robots in China are doing it all now, even dancing on stage like pros. Listen to this. Yeah. Probably get a copyright strike for the music. So isn't that wild? These robots, it looks like they're smaller than humans. Kind of like a chimpanzee size or something. But yeah, well, I guess it's really easy to get all the robots to dance in sync and do flips and stuff, huh? Pretty impressive, but yet it's just robots. Be more impressive if people did it, but robots don't really have to practice much. Just program them and let them go. Yeah, that's that. Oh, this is beautiful. A science girl, deaf girl tries caption glasses that lets her see conversations in real time. Look at this.
Oh my god. Joe.
Happy birthday, Kendall. I love you.
Kendall. I love you. Kendall.
Can you see the words? The words. Yes?
What? Yeah. Oh my god. Hello. Hello. Oh my god. Lemmy? Lemmy? Oh my god.
Isn't that just so beautiful? Oh my goodness. That's technology where technology should be focusing on to help people live better lives with any problems they might have. Oh, look at this. Will the real James O'Keefe please stand up? Who wants an undercover camera to expose corruption? Look at this. They're all wearing the pink blazer. This is hilarious. No, we don't need the song there, but isn't that great? So and there's James O'Keefe himself right there. I think this is at Turning Point, USA or something like that. Look, he's got a wig on. He doesn't have to change much and no one can tell who he is. Amazing. Just amazing. That's at the Turning Point. Isn't that cool? Here's Hillary Clinton and some more pictures from the Epstein files. Oh boy. There's Ghislaine Maxwell. Clinton and some unnamed, unshown woman. Clinton. I don't know who that other guy is. Clinton and someone else. Is that Spacey? I hate that guy. I don't like that guy. Who is that? I don't know. There's the Fantasy Island guy. Is that Michael Jackson and Clinton? Looks like Rolling Stone man himself. Is that Whoopi? Can't tell who some of these people are. Don't know who they are. They're somebody. And they were there. There's the Fantasy Island guy. Yep. The Huntress. Very sick. Sick people. Disgusting. Terrible. And so a huge document dump. Millions of pictures and things like this that had to be redacted. How do you like that? I didn't see any Trump pictures in there. There's today's show. And that's it, folks. That's the end. Oh, and now we're going to take a look at some of those 3-eye atlas pictures that I did some manipulation on with my little program here. So there are two different ones that I distilled down. One distilled down to this. Look at this. Look at that. I just adjusted the contrast, took some of the brightness out and increased the contrast to see what was under all that haze. It looks like a strangely shaped something. And that's not pixelated. So, like a fried egg or something. Something. They all must pay. Yes, they do. They should. Those people destroying children. Terrible. So there's that picture. And I also want to show you another one that I also distilled down a little bit different from that. The other photo came to this, was the eventuality. Look at that. It's a kind of an oblong shaped thing underneath all of that haze. I don't know if this is really what the inside looks like. I'm just using whatever tools I have to try to get a clearer image of what shape this thing is, because that's what I'm curious about. And Skylark says, a bright electric glow is what I am seeing, like an object which has a great difference in electric potential from the surrounding environment. Yeah. And that might be what the core looks like. So we don't know. We just don't know. And Cap78 Pack Peggy Dancer says, thank you. Thank you so much, Aaron. See you when you return from visiting your mom. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. God bless all. Much love and peace in. Thank you. And keep your prayers out for Peggy Dancer too. And thank you. Thank you very much, Peggy. And then Skylark says, of course, it could be a real science fiction style spacecraft with a protective force field. It could, I suppose. Yeah, anything's possible, right? Anything is possible. And Dark Brain says, Skylark, true. Real happiness is in fulfilling one's purpose to its full potential. And Kathy says, hope everyone has a wonderful Christmas and good night, everyone. And Skylark says, if it is a spaceship, then you really need to read Rendezvous with Rama. Okay, that sounds like a good one. That sounds like a good one. Rendezvous with Rama. All righty. Well, I guess I can see if I have another one of those things. Image of the 3-eye atlas. I have a telescope my daughter gave to me, but I have not put it together yet. And I've had it for a number of years now. But I just know other people have better telescopes than me, and I can just find a better picture online, you know. So here's what that one looked like before I distilled it down too much. I distilled it down a little bit, but it's got a huge haze around it, just a gigantic haze. And Dark Brain says, Catherine, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Was nice seeing you tonight. Yes, Happy New Year and Merry Christmas to everyone also, to everyone watching. And I won't be back till after Christmas sometime. So we'll see you all then. I hope you all have a really good Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we'll see you soon. We will see you soon. Oh, I got to write my little message. Thank you all so very much. Exclamation points. Oh, and Merry Christmas. Did you hear Sony bought this Snoopy, the Peanuts franchise, which I'm not so happy about, but hopefully they'll do a good job with it. Thank you all so very much. Okay, where are we? Oh, Skylark says, thank you, Aaron. You're welcome, buddy. And then Kathy says, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you too. Good to see you too, Dark Brain. And I said, thank you also very much. Merry Christmas. And thanks to all the mods, the ultra mods. Dark Brain says, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. My friends, blessings always. And Skylark says, good night, fellow truth questers. Oh, look, it's the BK. Merry Christmas, Aaron. Hey, the BK, I'm going to be in Minnesota, out in St. Bonnie this Christmas. Maybe I'll text you. I don't know if you're still in the Mound area or nearby. And if you're interested in any of my mom's birds, be happy to show them to you. You can see them all in their awesomeness. Merry Christmas. Thanks, the BK. Merry Christmas to you too, buddy. Dark Brain says, I hope you have a wonderful holiday week. Well, thank you. Thank you. All right, friends. Well, I guess that's it. That's it, friends. So we'll see you all after Christmas. And, oh, the BK says Maple Grove. Oh, that's probably doable, huh? All right. Well, I'll be in contact with you, and it's cool that you're back watching the show again over there on YouTube. And everybody, please share the show on out. Let everybody know that it's out there, because other people like to have fun too, and we'd like to enjoy having them around as well. So there you are, and there you have it. We'll see you next time, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But we're having a time off period here, and then we'll be right back at it. Well, as soon as the new year starts, or maybe a little bit before. But until then, we're just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious and the paranormal is the new normal. So keep your cameras pointed to the skies so you can take a picture of that crazy UFO and come on to the Truth Quest and talk all about it, because we'd love to hear your UFO stories, alien abductions, or whatever. A ghost, maybe? Yes. Oh, and Dark Brain says, Cap 78 Pack, Skylark 74. See you guys soon. Have a great holiday week. Thanks, Dark Brain. Awesome seeing you too. All right. Peace in. That's world peace, baby. It's coming, and Trump is bringing it worldwide. And, oh, Cap 78 Pack says, you as well, brother. Dark Brain, hope to see you soon. Dark Brain says, peace in. That's a great way to end it. Peace in. Because you're the Truth Questers. All right. Merry Christmas. Merry, Merry Christmas.